Hey everybody, just want to give you an update on our search for a new space. As I've said, this place has about 12 employees, looking to move to about 13 employees. We do not fit in 700 square feet anymore. It's a joke. They drop off the USPS, post office, and FedEx boxes, about 30 to 35 boxes. That's in addition to the 6 to 7 customers that are in the store, while there's 13 employees in the store at 700 square feet. It doesn't work. We got to move out of here. So we've been looking for a new space, and I've been showing you on my bike as we go around and see the new spaces. And let's just go through some of the places and the status of those places that I've been looking at, what I've decided to stay with, not stay with, and why. So this was the first place that we took a serious look at. This is this place on Avenue C and 12th Street. It is, as you can see here, this place is cavernous, it is huge, and there's a lot of potential here. The problem is that it has been below ground level, so there's considerable potential flooding. The ceiling is not really closed. There's a lot of silliness in the construction here. So at one area, as you can see here, Steve is looking at a light fixture that is mounted. They actually put a wall over where there was a light fixture without moving the light fixture and didn't finish closing it. There's a lot of things there that seem suspect. People in the comment section have said maybe they're hiding the fact that the place has flooded in the past. Maybe they're putting up stuff so that you can't see that it's flooded in the past. And it's a little iffy. Again, there's other points here where you could see that there's not even a toilet installed. There's just a hole in the floor. You could see shit coming out of the toilet on the floor. It's not exactly pretty. And there's a lot of, up here you can see this place is not ADA compliant, so when you walk in the door, you literally just fall off of this, and this is not ADA compliant. There's a lot of issues with ADA compliance, making a space ADA compliant, meaning that disabled people are able to access it. If they can't, they can fine you 6 to 7 figures very easily. It's going to cost quite a bit getting either a ramp or an elevator put in that space to make it work. And they were actually, they were asking for this space, $9,500 for the first year, I believe 11th, I think 12th, I think it was like something like $9,500 for the first year, 11 second year, 12,000 third year, and then from there up 3% each year after that. And they were also offering 1 year of free rent. So we bargained back and forth and finally got them to the point of 1 year of free rent. And I'll be honest with you, even with 1 year free rent, I think that I could easily wind up putting $150,000 to $250,000 into that sinkhole, and it still not actually work out. The reason being that first, ventilation. The unit that they have for that space for ventilation that you see there is not a unit that I could actually refill anymore. I'd have to get a new unit. I have to get it put up on the roof, not in there's no backyard where I can put a condensing unit or a basement, open basement area. That is going to be a unit that I have to put on the roof. That is going to be very expensive. Plumbing, very expensive. All those walls that somebody started half putting up are going to have to come down because they put walls over light fixtures. I'm not sure if that's even remotely to code or you even allowed to do that. Why would you do stupid shit like that? A lot of that stuff there is going to have to be, the ceiling is not closed. You need a ramp in the front. You need a lift. There's so much work that needs to be done to that space. And it is below ground. It's not that the construction there is incomplete. It's why was it started at that stage? Why did they do the things they did? A lot of people in the chat again said maybe they were trying to hide flood damage, but there was a lot about that space that just, even at a year of free rent, it doesn't matter if you give me a year of free rent if it's a place where I could potentially end up sinking over $100,000 to $150,000 into just construction alone. I think it's going to, and when you consider the permits that are going to be required to do the type of work that place needs, a lot of that time is just going to be spent waiting for permits. So we axed that space. The next space that we have over here is the restaurant. This is the place that most of you guys wanted. This is a restaurant bar space. You walk in, this place is gigantic. You look over here, like this opening room, we were actually thinking of kind of walling this off. We have a door over here, employees only. So this section over here would just be for technicians. Again, it's huge. You could fit easily 6 to 8 technicians in that room by itself. When you walk in here, you get a kitchen. We would obviously have no use for a kitchen, so we would be remodeling this. This would be Paul Zalmau room for replacing A1534 CPUs all day with an L. After you do that, there's 2 restrooms back here. Yeah, A1534 CPUs. It'll be great. This actual over here is going to be our actual Genius. So this is a customer waiting area over here. One thing that kind of messes us up now is that if you have a customer come in with their whole family, we're screwed. We literally can't let more people in the door. So we have to try and get them out of here as fast as effing possible without offending them, because if 5 people show up at once, you've used up all of our business. We can't. Here, there's tables. There's all this stuff is already set up. So, bam, you've brought your whole family for your Mac repair. You think that you have congested my business to the point where I can't work anymore. Ha! No, I got you. I got a table that you can sit at. Sit the F down while we look at your computer and allow other customers in. This over here is an actual bar. So I could easily have one, a tech here, tech here, tech here, tech here. We could have easily just 4 intake people at the front, just for dealing with these 4 people at the front could just be looking at your machine, and there's space for them. This is Karen that was probably going to rent the restaurant, but we sold the GTFO on that one. Again, no, my restaurant, not your restaurant. So we are, so also this over here, what the fuck is that? Anyway, what happened to my video? What? Oh, god damn it. Mother flower. I clicked something I wasn't supposed to click. Alright, so right up here at the bar space, one of the cool things about it is that this goes right into the kitchen in the back. So I could actually have the shelves there. So right now, in order to get to these laptop shelves that you see behind me, the person has to go out from behind their desk, ask the customer, excuse me, can I move around you, as to suck their stomach in so that they can get around you even if you're anorexic because this place is so small, and then move to that area, go to the shelf, go back. But in that area, that time, you could have easily started serving the next customer. And if you have a douchey customer behind you, they're going to go, because you could have just taken their machine and put it down and then served the next customer. The next customer thinks you're going to serve them, but no, you're taking the previous customer's machine and putting it in the shelf. And again, East Village, New York City, Manhattan, there's a lot of fucking douchebags here. And when you have douchebags, these small things, even though they only take 5 seconds of time, they really matter, and they make the difference between somebody going, thank you so much, and going, and leaving their 1-star, crying Yelp review. So this is great because it gets rid of that. Now, the one issue that we have with this space, even though it's great, it has a beautiful large basement that you can see in this facility, 2 issues. A, didn't hear back from the landlord. I coaxed him, I emailed, called, text message, didn't hear back. But funny thing is, I heard back from him right after I did a walkthrough of another space. Now, the issues that I have with this space is that the only issue here, they're actually kind of fair. It's $10,000 a month, 3% increase every year, totally fair. For the amount of space that you're getting here, $10,000 it's fair for the end. They want a $30,000 deposit, which is 3 months, also fair. Problem here is no free rent. So usually there's a standard in New York City realty. It's kind of like, it's just expected at this point. It's like an unwritten code of if there's going to be renovation required for a space to move in or any sort of remodeling, that you give some free time. So even in this space over here, I got 2 or 3 months of free rent because I had to remodel the space, and the space looked, let's just face it, when I moved into this place, it looked like fucking trash. So that space, they're not going to give any free time. So I'm going to have to redo the floors so that chairs can move around there. I'm going to have to redo the basement, as you're going to see in a video I upload after this. There's a lot of cockroaches, a lot of water bugs down there. There's going to be some extermination, some cleaning out. I need to get air conditioning, ventilation installed, not kitchen ventilation, like air conditioning, heating for everybody here, air conditioning in the basement. There's going to be quite a bit of work that place needs. I need to get a gate installed. I need to fix the window lock, the window security right now. Those windows, they're insecure to the point, it's kind of like a bathroom lock. It's, like the lock that you get at the public bathroom at a Chipotle or something. It's not something that is proper for a store in Manhattan, much less a store anywhere. There's a lot of work that needs to be done there, and all that work, I'm going to be, not only am I going to be doing the work, but I'm going to be paying for the work while I'm there because there's no free rent offer. Now, the reason that he said he doesn't want to offer any concession there is because we're getting the kitchen for free. So if a restaurant was moving there, he said, I could charge $50,000 for that restaurant to get the kitchen. Since you're not going to use it, I'll let you take it for free. And there is actually a lot of stuff in there that is usable. There's the stoves, there's the deep fryers, there's the refrigerators, there's the freezers, the condensing units for the freezers in the basement. It's all set up, wired. Gotta sneeze. Excuse me. I hold in my sneeze. I don't like spreading germs. So there's a vent hood that's already there. There's a vent hood that's already there. It's all set up already. Now the thing is, not only is it not worth anything to me that I'm getting that for free, but I actually can't really sell it because most of the worth in a system like that is going to be in that it's already set up. It's all already there and set up. So installing the vent hood, installing everything, connecting it to the gas, connecting the freezers that are on the first floor with the condensing units in the basement and all that shit. All of that stuff is going to be where the money is. So I can't simply take those used deep fryers and stoves and stuff and put them outside and get 2 months of rent for it. Nobody's going to give me $20,000 or $30,000. I'm probably going to wind up paying somebody to take that crap away if I rent the space. But the way he sees it is, since the restaurant is willing to give me $50,000 if they take the space to have this stuff, and other restaurants are willing to bargain with me and say, okay, fine, $30,000 or $20,000. Since I'm giving it to you for free, I can't really give you any freebie on the rent there. I can't really give you any concessions on, you know, the first 1 or 2 months you're there for construction free. And that's understandable, but at the same time, it's not really worth anything to me. So right now, we're going over whether or not it's worth it to take it based on that. Again, when it comes to financing, this is going to be self-financed. I've spoken in recent videos many times about the fact that when I have gone to either venture capital or places to get a loan, they look at the fact that this business is literally replicatable by anybody who watches free YouTube videos as a result of me making them, the fact that I'm going to continue making them, and that becomes an LOL when it comes to loaning money. The only places that are interested in loaning are places that are those very payday loanish, ridiculous, garbage, trash, loan sharky terms, and I'm not looking for that. So since I'm self-financing this is going to be something that has to be taken into consideration. So $10,000 for first month, $30,000 deposit, probably $40,000 to $50,000 in construction. Like, just to move there, you're looking at $100,000. And if that's what I'm looking at, I got to be careful. Next one over here that we have, this used to be a hookah lounge over here. I think it's called Babek, something. It's on 8th Street and Avenue C. The other one was 4th Street and Avenue B. This is 8th Street and Avenue C. This place has a bar. Again, I could have a real genius bar right over here. You could easily have 5 people behind this, and I could have 7 customers around it. There's a nice little entrance. This place actually has 2 entrances. I saw this place this morning. There's a bathroom over there. There's a backyard over here. This place has a couple of issues. There's holes all over the ceiling. I do wonder why are there a bunch of holes all over the ceiling. You can't really see it too well. He said these lights don't turn on. I don't know if that's actually true or not, or if he only wants the lights to be on in the room that looks good and doesn't want the lights to be on in the room that has, as I said, a bunch of holes in the ceiling that you can't really see here due to the exposure on the camera. And again, I'm using a GoPro to record this. Here is the backyard. It looks nice. On one hand, it's nice to have a backyard. On the other hand, I'm not sure how secure it is, given that there's 2 bikes back here that look like everything on them has been stolen. It's probably easy to get to. I'm likely not going to really use this for much. Again, it doesn't look like there's a lot of security here. Anybody could just jump over that fence and get in. That bike has all the stuff taken off of it. That bike has everything taken off of it. I'm pretty sure it's easily accessible. That's the landlord, not the landlord, the realtor with the suit. This place over here, they were asking $13,500. We were going to put in an offer for $11,000. They were open to a 3-month deposit and 6 months of free rent. 6 months of free rent is actually pretty nice, but you have to consider a couple of things. A, there's less space available here than on the Avenue B restaurant, where there's less space here than the Avenue B restaurant, I believe, which is important. And B, there's no basement here. The Avenue B restaurant has a huge basement. This place has no basement at all. He said it's like a crawl space thing, so it's not going to be something that's relevant. So I believe that you would get more overall space with the Avenue B and 4th Street restaurant that you all liked in this one. This is also, I'm dealing with a broker who wears a suit. And again, the suit, let's just get the suit. Yeah, see that guy? He wears a suit. He's going to add cost to it. It's going to add hassle. The other guy, the Avenue B place, I'm dealing with the owner of the building, so I'm not dealing with a suit. Not dealing with a suit makes things easier. I'm going to get more honesty from them, more knowledge. I'm directly dealing. It's just a less of a pain in the ass. See here, this guy over here, he kind of I don't know, this guy kind of looks like Don Draper to me. Maybe I'm being a little cruel. Yeah, let me get him into the shot here. Let's see, if I do browser cam, will that work? Can I go to the browser scene? Did I fix that in Open Broadcaster? No, I didn't. All right. I will uncrop this so that you can see him. This dude kind of looks like Don Draper to me. I don't know what you guys think, but when I see this. Yeah, this here is Don Draper. What do you think, Anel? Don Draper? With the suit?
What happened to that air no power you gave to Paul?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway,
The one that plugs in from the bottom?
No clue.
13.1307?
I don't know. So this is, yeah, this space is actually pretty nice. Again, I asked him to email me the offer that he wants to put through. I haven't heard back from him. I don't know if that's because he's busy or because somebody else is willing to pay more money. We'll see. Again, this place gives me more months free. 6 months free rent on this space is pretty cool. But like, what the fuck is this? Like, seriously, why is this here? You were a hookah lounge. Why is there a hole in the ceiling? If the last tenant that was using the space leaves a mess behind, there's couches, garbage bags, that's cool. Why are there holes rampant in the ceiling? I don't get that. And also, the other place already has a condensing unit in the basement that I could use to run air conditioners for everything, whereas this place does not have any condensing units. I would have to start from scratch and installing heating and air conditioning. That's going to cost some money. But again, this place gives you 6 months free rent, which is pretty cool. But it's also starting higher. This is starting at $11,000 rather than $10,000. Then the last place that we just looked at today was this Allen Street store. I don't think this is going anywhere. This guy was asking a bunch of questions that were pretty much in line with, not this dude, the other guy. The other guy, do you know we're going to check the financials of your business? You know that we're asking like $10,000. You know that we're going to check your credit score. You know that we're going to want your financials. You know that we're going to want your bank statements. You know that we're going to want like, yeah, I get it. You think I'm poor. I understand. I get it. It's understandable. Like, dude, get off my dick. Anyway, but the thing is, this place is kind of small. So they're asking $10,000. If you scroll through, let's see if YouTube has processed this. No, it hasn't. This video was uploaded about 2.5 hours ago. It's still at 360p. Everybody, just give a big round of applause to YouTube for that. This space does have a basement, and the basement is long, but this thing is so small that if you're over 5'4", your head will touch the ceiling. That makes this pretty unworkable. At least the basement in the Avenue B space, the 4th Street restaurant that you all liked, it has more to it than this does. But this space, again, this is kind of... that basement is storage space, and it's great, but you can't really work down there, and if people are getting stuff down there, especially since my shipping person is about 6'2", 6'3", he's going to become the Hunchback of Notre Dame if he has to use that basement. The other thing, it has 2 entrances, which is cool. So over here you've got an entrance on Orchard Street. Orchard Street is in the Lower East Side area, which is a bunch of bars, restaurants. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, there's just a bunch of kids going there to get wasted at places that don't card, that will serve them alcohol. But the thing is, I need to be in Manhattan. I don't need to be, because I have a lot of Manhattan clientele that I've built up over the last 11 years, and I don't want to lose that. There are people that they're not willing to go to Jersey. There are people that are not willing to go to a store that's in, especially if it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm just kissing that business goodbye. There's 11 years worth of Manhattan clientele that will happily go to us and nowhere else. They will take an Uber. They will take an Uber to go to Avenue B and 4th, but they're not going to go to Jersey or Pennsylvania or Montana or Texas or something, because I'm too far away. There is foot traffic there. There's increased foot traffic, but the foot traffic is not worth the decrease in size of the space or dealing with somebody that seems like they do not want my business. As you could just tell from the dynamic that we had going on. We were walking through this space. I don't believe this person wants my business or wants me there or thinks I would be good. And we talked about it when we left over here. The broker dude was saying, the realtor broker, I honestly forget the term, was saying that you're not supposed to talk price in front of the dude. That's a good point. I haven't done this looking for a space in like 7 or 8 years, so I'm not really privy to all that. Anyway, that's what we've got going on so far. So it's really going to be down to most likely the Avenue B and 4th Street space, or that 12th Street and not 12th, the 8th Street and Avenue C space with that has the 6 months free rent at $11,000, but you have to deal with the dude that wears a suit. The thing that is going to be important here is figuring out exactly what it's going to cost for the construction of that space, because if I'm going to be paying rent during the construction, not even so much the cost of the construction, the time of it. Because if the construction could be done in a month, even if it's kind of expensive construction, well, who cares? But if the remodeling and construction that needs to be done is going to take 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, if I'm paying rents for the entire time that I'm doing construction, that's going to be a deal breaker, because they're not willing to give any concession on the rent. And all of that equipment that you see in the walkthrough of that Avenue B space over here, which I have over here in this video, Poland Specs, another potential Rossmann Group store, if I can't sell any of that kitchen equipment, then that means that I'm going to be paying rent for 3 to 4 months at $10,000 while simultaneously doing construction that's going to be somewhere between depending on how much needs to be done. I need to get some bids on what we need to be done, need to get a designer, need to write down everything, 30 to 90,000 of construction and new equipment and everything. That's a kick in the dick if you're paying $10,000 of rent on it. And again, this is going to be self-funded. There is no, I've entirely given up on the concept of a bank giving me a loan. I've been in business here at this location for 7 years. I was doing business before that. At the time, I wasn't even able to get a loan for more than 2 weeks of payroll. Since we've hired 3 or 4 people since then, it's probably like 1 week of payroll that they'd be willing to give a loan for. So if this is going to be self-funded, it has to be done intelligently. And you may be seeing me do more streams where I continue to travel around. The best way to find yourself a good deal is to go up and down every single block, because there are places that one broker may have this list of spaces but not this list of spaces. There are also spaces where you're not dealing with brokers at all, which I personally tend to prefer. Again, the less suits involved in the matter, the better. I found this space without having to deal with a suit. The reason that I got a good deal on this space, again, no suit, and it's preferable to me to be able to deal with an owner directly. But that's about it. I'm curious what any of your thoughts are on any of these spaces. Which ones do you think I should take, if any of these at all? I know a lot of people like to say, get out of New York, get out of New York. Don't you have a lot of mail-in business? Yes, we do, but all the profitable business is actually here. I have 25, 30 boxes that show up every single day. A lot of those boxes are people that tried to reflow their own GPU, or like instead of replace L8300 or reflow U8900, they reflowed the GPU and killed it. And we do have a lot of business out of state, but I'm not willing to give up the clients that we have here. That would be suicide to give up all the clients that I have here, but also not just the clients that I have here, all of the what's the word I'm looking for? The intellectual capital or the human capital that I have here. Like, Paul's not following me to Texas. He just bought a house. He's the head of logic board repair here. Camille is not following me to Jersey, and he is just killing it with iPhone repairs. Steve does all of our hard drive data recovery, and he is killing it. He's doing shit that Drive Savers would charge you probably $5,000 to $20,000 for $400 to $900, and he's killing it, and he does a great job. If he's not following me to Montana or Texas, and you may say finding people to do all the stuff is easy, but again, we've built up a team here. I am working on manuals to make it easier to hire new people, but the thing is, starting from scratch with data recovery and hard drive data recovery and all the knowledge that Paul has, that's just it's not in the budget for me. So we have actually been working on manuals for how to do every element of the job recently, and one of the things that was kind of depressing to me was looking at my manuals and realizing that many of these had not been updated since 2014. So I actually had manuals written up, because you should always have manuals at your business so that if you hire somebody new, they can immediately get up to speed, bam. If you need to get rid of somebody, you don't have to think, well, I have to get rid of them, but they know how all the system works. You should never have that, but they know how all the system works, as an anchor to keep somebody who would not do a good job. And one of the problems that I have is that I have not been keeping up with those manuals. Like, when I log into my Google Drive, I'll see last edited date, like June 2014. And what did I start doing in July 2014? Focusing more on making YouTube guides. So the time and effort that I've put into the YouTube guides have kind of screwed me on being able to have manuals in place that would make expansion easy. And YouTube, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't salty about the fact that every sort of venture capital person, loan officer, doesn't cite the fact that I have a YouTube channel where I've showed everybody how to compete with me as one of the main reasons that they would not be comfortable investing in this as a business or giving it a large line of credit or loan. Yeah, that's made me a little salty. It's been a bit of a kick in the nuts. Okay, a big kick in the nuts. I'll be honest. A large kick in the nuts. A royal kick in the nuts. But the thing is, we're going to make this happen one way or the other. I think that there's a lot of cool shit that we could do if we move to a new place. We could probably get a lot more iPhone data videos in, which we don't have time to do now because there's no space. I can't put a camera in front of Camille, because if I put a camera in front of Camille, you can't have people walk past him. We'll probably get some more data recovery videos in. Maybe we could do a daily board repair video with the other people here if we have a setup at every single desk, because there's space for it. There's so much stuff that we can do out of this location, and I'm really excited at moving. And I'm not going to give up just because it's a pain in the ass. As I said, to find the space that I'm in right now, it took me over 6 months. And the thing is that if you're in a rush, you're going to wind up getting a shit deal. But if you're not in a rush, and you want to wait, and you want to go up every single block of every single neighborhood and write down every single place and speak to every single super and speak to every single building owner and speak to every single broker you can, you'll eventually find something that works. And just means we're going to have to put the time in. But I'm going to tell me if you want to see more videos in the channel where I'm streaming, kind of going around Manhattan, looking at the spaces. One of the things that's kind of fun is when especially fun to me is when you have a space that has a like the paper covering it so that you can't see in, but there's a little break in the paper, and I can put my GoPro cam up in front of it and like see the entirety of the inside. It's so cool. It feels like I don't know, it just makes you feel like a spy. I like it. And it's been fun. It's also been fun looking for spaces outside of the Apple stores. Again, those spaces, though, you're looking at the $40,000 a month to $60,000 a month range. all the ones that I was looking at, even the one that was by the one that was across the street from the 9th Avenue Apple store, they're looking for about $48,000 for, out of my budget. There's another one in that area that I showed you that was larger. That one they're looking for about $65,000 to $75,000 for a month, not a year. And then there was the place on Prince Street, not Prince Street, I forget. It was by Prince Street. I forget where on. It was the one that was right around the corner from Green Street, I think. It was like 127 Green or something like that. I showed in a previous stream. It was within walking distance, so when you leave the Apple store, you would actually be able to see my sign when you turn the corner, which is cool. That's based, A, they already rented it and forgot to take the thing out of the window. B, they were asking for an absolute under minimum of $40,000. Out of budget. So, but we're going to make one of these spaces happen. So right now it's down to either this restaurant space. I was talking back and forth with the dudes today. No, I mean this hookah bar space, or again the restaurant space that all of you were cheering for. He did finally get back to me. I bugged the shit out of this dude, and he sent me a lease to look over today. If I sign it, I get it, but I'm weary to sign it until I know what it costs to construct it, just because you're getting zero freebies here, zero concessions. And again, most of the stuff in that kitchen, I'm sure having a fully set up kitchen where everything is set up, ready to go. You got the vent hood, you got your freezers, you got your deep fryers, you got your stove, your ovens, all that. I'm sure to a Chinese restaurant that would be worth, paying him $30,000 to $50,000 for. For me, it's worthless, and I don't think I could sell that stuff for much money. I don't know what any of that is worth. Again, I'm barely qualified to make my own oatmeal. So that's it for today. Yeah. See you in the next one. Again, sorry I haven't made time for the daily board repair videos as much. I've been really putting as much effort as I can into business development, not just business development, rewriting all these manuals. Again, just how the basic procedures at your business work, all this shit should be written down. And I had this shit written down in 2013 and 14. Business has changed over the past 5 years, and the way we do things has changed radically, and I don't have manuals for any of this stuff, and I really do need them. And I've genuinely enjoyed all the time that I've got to put into YouTube. It's been awesome teaching hundreds of thousands of you how to do board repair. It's been awesome turning the tide on the Apple, on that concept that if it's not being done at an Apple store, that it's shady or that people are going to destroy your stuff. Like, people used to walk into this store saying that the Apple store said that if you say you can fix a board, they're probably being scammed. You've been over that piece with Jessa from the CBC, where there's people on Apple's own community support forums that are posting stuff like, oh yeah, if somebody says they can do that, they're just burning your money. If somebody says they can recover your data, you might as well just burn your money. Now, the tide has really turned to the point where when people walking into the store actually say, yeah, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the guy at the Genius Bar actually sent me here. That's fucking amazing. That's awesome. That is a complete and utter 180 in the entire culture, and I think it's so cool that that's gotten to happen. It's effing amazing. And how this entire community of independent repairers has really exploded. What Apple stores tell customers has changed. This is awesome. This is really cool. The problem is that came at the expense of me being able to grow my business, because you can't sit here filming stuff. Here's exactly how you do everything. Let me edit all these videos at 1 in the morning. I think Social Blade says at some point. Let me see. What does Social Blade say at this point? Social Blade says that I have, come on, Spectrum, go. Yeah, 1,253 uploads. So like you can't upload 1,253 videos and also manage everything at the same time. Something's got to give. So, and I've given a lot in the management section in order to make time for the YouTube, and that's coming by to seriously fuck me. Because like as I try to scale from 4 employees to 13, when you have manuals written down, when I had manuals written down 8-10 years ago for the supply company, that was really easy. Now, that's a nightmare. And I have to catch up on 4 to 5 years of just not doing that business development work that I used to do back in 2010, 11, 12. Above all, I got to catch up on the money part too. There's a lot. If I'm going to be putting down $100,000 to move, which again is needed, the business is growing. It continuously grows. It continuously makes more every month. If I'm going to be putting that money in, I really got to be focused on making money. And which means, unfortunately, in the meantime, there's probably going to be less in terms of board repairs. I know a week and a half ago, I did 5 days or 7 days straight of board repair video every day. I said I was going to do a daily board repair video. I'm very sorry. If I'm going to make this move work and I'm not going to have this business implode from all these people in this tiny little space, that does mean that I am going to just have to put work into the business development. And also, above all, into just grinding, looking for new spaces, and making the money required so that when I do move into any of these places, regardless of whether it needs little construction, high rent, lots of construction, low rent, or whatever the hell kind of deal it is, that it's easy for me to write that check when the time comes. Because again, there's, yeah, like trusting a bank, that at this point, that's just a joke. I've met with enough to know that's a joke. But anyway, that's it for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed. We're going to be showing more of these store tours as we go. I'm rambling at this point. I'm just going to cut it. See ya.